Alright, y'all know the drill, so let's go ahead and hop into it. Turn 32. Did some crossbreeding. Create a floating eye. Found some magic sites. Let's go ahead and look at those. Got 10,000 things in the Veil of Infinite Horde. This was a great pickup. I know I've been kind of whining about my magic site finds, but 10,000 things produces one of every element plus nature, so it's a glorious magic site. And then this veil is strictly negative, but I mean, when you've got 10,000 things, you can forego all that other stuff. Can watch some battles. So lots of fighting happening here in the Cursed Land. This is Arcocephale province, and Pythium sends a raiding party in. This is just a bunch of Hastatus and some type of commander. Interesting choice for them to send just this raiding party in because, well, it wouldn't necessarily be able to do very much. I like how they're just chasing but not quite able to catch up to the hoplites. And then Banner Log comes in with their own raiding party. So this is an Atavi chieftain and some tiger riders led by a guru. So he's going to go ahead and bless them up. And if you recall, their bless is 3 of everything. So attack skill, magic weapons, shock resistance. I think the air shield's from his throne, but anyway. These guys have had some damaged armor, so it doesn't count for as much as normal. But either way, these are quite efficient troops with 3 attacks and good stats, whereas the Hastatus are basic. So they throw some javelins, but they scare off the Hastatus. So let's go ahead and look at the score there. 1 Tiger Rider dead, and the whole Pythium army wiped out. That is right here in the Cursed Land. I stormed into Pernia. There's not really much to tell because I've got a big army here, but I'm going to put this in slow motion anyways because I want to talk about what happened with my formation here. So you recall, I had these guys split up with a hole in the middle, and the intent of the hole was to let some of these spiders get to the front. Unfortunately, the lions cut ahead of them, and the lions poured out through the hole, which is not what I wanted. So we had ourselves a little bit of a test run here. Lost 2 lions. Meh. As you can expect with an army this big, I cracked the fort right away. Though some of these guys are starving, so let me go ahead and forge a bag of wine before I forget. Actually, maybe I won't, because I do need to forge cornucopias, and those come with a built-in bag of wine. So I'll see what seems appropriate. I don't think there's a lab there. Let's just forge a bag of wine for now. I'm making 8 nature gems per turn for reference. So let's go ahead and look at the army setup here. Those lions that came through was this crew right here. Let's go ahead and give you to this guy. I'll have a little more morale. And let's send you to the back, because I brought the lions along just as siege chaff. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to storm the castle. You can just maintain the siege. Is there anyone else? Like, these guys I'm actually... Well, you should join up with them, but these foul spawn, I'm happy to let them charge in and get killed. Because, well, they're the less useful of the foul spawn. These All of these have at least 2 attacks, which is noteworthy. But here, now we should just have the spiders poking through as we originally drew it up. These guys can join up with the spiders. And then the goal will be for the poison spitters to be stuck behind them. To try to make this a little more likely, I can go ahead and pinch this gap as well. So leave a little bit of a hole for them to sneak through, but not so big a hole. So we'll go ahead and try this. Storm the castle, and I mean, we're going to be successful either way, I'm pretty sure. Famous last words. It's just a question of how it goes. And then the other question is what's going to happen here to Glannis. So here, both sides of this are frozen over. Both sides are cold too, which means that even if their scales tip in terms of heat, it should only tip by 1 click, in which case they'll be at cold 1 and cold 1, and I'll still be able to walk over it. So the plan will be to walk these guys in. This over here on the green wall, it's too hot for my own heat domain, so I'm not going to get some success there. I'm bringing cannibals for free as well, and I'll just have this huge horde of lions, and I'm not going to actually tell Banderlog or Pythium that I'm moving in here. If we bounce, we bounce, and we'll just see what happens. Banderlog is quite large, and I'm happy to let my army actually bounce into them, because I've got some strong dudes here, and I want to slow them down a bit. But I mean, like, with the caveat that like Banderlog could also talk to me about this if that bounce is something they're worried about, and it's wet here, so they might not even be able to cross over, depending on what. Although that doesn't quite make sense to me. It's cold on both sides of this river. I don't get it. Okay, well, so that happened there. Elder Hill. This is Banderlog raiding Asphodel, or not Asphodel, sorry, Carcephale. Here they've got Yogi and a few white ones. Not all of the white ones got blessed, and then just some light Bandar warriors with sticks and stones. Interestingly enough, they set them to just attack straight away rather than hanging back and getting the ethereal effect. But it doesn't really matter. Now, this province I left alone specifically because it's bordering Pangaea. If I'm Pangaea, like, I'm not going to tolerate this. Pangaea has we can count Pangaea's actual provinces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 provinces. So presumably they've been getting several pans and stuff that could lash out in this direction, and they just haven't, like I can't see them because of stealthiness. But this might create an opportunity here. If Pangaea goes in against Banderlog, then I could get involved in an advantageous situation. Alright, events. Cymbeline, Earth Gems. Found another treasure, so that was very nice. And this came with another Crown of the Magi. This guy right here. So gonna hang on to those for a rainy day, but I'm very pleased to have them. Just remembered I never gave that skull mentor to anybody. Obliterated that fort in Epernia, finished a fortress, and then doing some building. My building this turn is more labs, which is perhaps not the best thing to be building, because they don't actually ramp up my economy per se, but I'm gonna have to do it. At some point, maybe the next time I get a treasure, I'll actually upgrade some of these fortresses to castles. Maybe I'll just like force myself to do one fortress per turn or something like that until I get them all done. But either way, I expect to go down some upkeep in the carnage we're having over here. And as you've seen, I've also been making troop selections with the intention of reducing my upkeep. So like all these lions I'm getting are free. These guys have some upkeep, 3 per turn, but meh. So, last thing to check are mercenaries, the Whisperer. And these guys, Facey, I can keep those guys. I have no use for them. And research. Research, I'm working on enchantment. I get enchantment 4 this turn, so I can drop some anti-magic, which reminds me, let's go ahead and have you bring some pearls with you, because, yeah, I want to be able to actually cast anti-magic, and we'll go from there. So, as always, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next turn, and since I am last, this will be pretty soon. See you then.